Good morning. It is another beautiful Sunday. Well, is today? It's Sunday to you. Hey guys, and welcome back to our Sunday morning discipleship. As we move closer to returning, we have Recharge this week in person. Remember, it's a little bit different, but you can look at that video before. But today, 5 minutes in Genesis. And by 5 minutes or less, I'll give it a good shot here. Here we go. So we're nearing the end of the book of Genesis. Yes, the end is near. We see the end, but it's going to take a little while to get there. So, today, our character is Joseph. Joseph is a really big, important part of this story, not just in the book of Genesis, but really throughout the history of the Bible. And Joseph really covers basically the end of the book of Genesis. From chapter 37 to 50, it's basically all about Joseph. There's a story here or there that doesn't include him, that doesn't affect him in any way, shape, or form, but he is our main focus. And honestly, it's going to take us a couple weeks to get there because really, chapter 7, which is the first chapter we see him in, a lot of stuff happens. He interprets dreams. He gets his coat of many colors that we all know about and sings songs. And well, if you don't know about it, you should go read chapter 37, that is. And he also gets sold into slavery by his brothers. That's a lot going on in just a couple, well, really just one chapters. I don't know why I said multiple chapters. And also, then it goes on. We skip chapter 38, has a little side story there. But chapter 39, even more happens. We find him being sold into slavery in the land of Egypt. Kind of important. Gets more important as we go on. And while there, he starts from the bottom, hits the top, meets this guy named Potiphar is the guy who buys him, and he's his owner, and he's really high up in the chain of command, not just like in his area, but really in all of Egypt. And so eventually what happens is he loves Joseph so much, he makes him basically the next important person of his whole house. And so Joseph's killing it, he's doing great, and then his wife is like, hey, very attractive young man. And he says, no, crazy lady, back up off me. And she kind of goes a little crazy, says Joseph does some things that he didn't do, and obviously, typically, right, husbands go believe his wife. Potiphar gets really mad, and boom, throws him in jail, and that's how chapter 39 ends. And then chapter 40 and 41, it seems really fast, it's not. As you read the story, it covers a few years, but while Joseph's in jail, he interprets these two dreams, and they both happen, they both come true, and then a few years later, a guy's like, hey, this guy interprets dreams. Pharaoh, go talk to him. So he goes and talks to Pharaoh, interprets his dreams, and boom, he started here, went up here, went back here, and now here he comes again. He is actually second command of all of Egypt now. You know, not just in helping out the guy who's second in command, but he is the second most important person in Egypt. And that's chapters 40 and 41 right there. And then basically from 42 on, it's all about Joseph and his family. There's a drought in there, family returns, he messes with them. It's really entertaining. If you love drama, you're gonna love these few weeks. And so we really get to see Joseph and his family reunite for the most part. There's some drama in there, some mischief, and we'll get to all that. But through all this, the most important part and one of the coolest things we see here is one, God's consistency, both in good times and bad times. We see a deep prayer life, and we see a faithful and good attitude when honestly from the outside looking in looks miserable and looks hopeless, and it's going to be really entertaining. And so if you have time this week, go through, read chapters 37 through 50. It will take you a minute because they're longer chapters, but we're going to talk about God's faithfulness in bad situations and how we should respond. And in this time, it covers everything from being betrayed by family, being sold into slavery, having terrible leaders, having good leaders, having to wait on something or someone, how to deal with family who has betrayed you and other family problems, and how to handle a large crisis because the nation of Egypt has a crisis, and we'll get there later. So we get to cover a lot of things over the next couple weeks in our big story in Genesis, or 5 minute Genesis story time that we have every Sunday with you guys. We love you, we miss you. Wednesday night we're going to see each other again. It is a little different, so go back to the video from this past Wednesday to get a few more pieces of information, and we'll be making another video for Tuesday. Just as a reminder, We love you guys. We miss you. And we do actually get to see you soon.